Welcome to Talesmith. We're voices of the unknown meet stories of the past.
I was 13 when I killed my mother. In the summer of 1997, Ashfield was a quiet suburb drenched in the scent of fresh-cut grass and backyard smoke. The Bulls clinched their back-to-back championship. Oasis's third album echoed from every radio, and I thought girls were a waste of time. My mom loved throwing Sunday grill parties, a tradition she clung to even after Dad's accident. The air would fill with the aroma of sizzling sausages and cheap beer, laughter spilling over the fence and through my window. Every week, I was dragged out to socialize with the neighborhood kids, stiff, polite children with their polished church shoes and neatly combed hair. I stood out in my baggy Bulls jersey and scuffed Jordans, the odd one out. But I wasn't alone. I had Jimmy. Jimmy was my best friend, the only one who understood me. We were troublemakers, sneaking through the alleyways of Ashfield, our names whispered by exasperated parents. That summer, though, our mischief crossed a line I never imagined. Mom was setting up the old weathered table in the garden when her voice snapped me out of my thoughts. "Mike, turn off that noise and help me." Her voice cut through the beat of my Walkman, a familiar mix of irritation and affection. I sighed, lowering the volume. She was in her favorite summer dress, a cheerful floral print that seemed out of place against her weary smile. I grabbed the stack of plates and silverware, carrying them outside. That's when I saw him, Mr. Jenkins. He stood too close to Mom, his thick fingers brushing her arm as he laughed. His aftershave mingled with the smoke, a pungent mix of cheap cologne and cigarettes. "Hey, Champ!" Jenkins grinned, raising a can of beer. He always called me Champ, a nickname that belonged to my dad. Hearing it from him felt like a slap. "Fine," I muttered, avoiding his gaze. I wanted to shout, to tell him to leave, but I knew better. Mom's glare was enough to keep me quiet. I never understood why she liked him, this grinning, loud man who smelled of stale smoke. But she did, and that made me hate him even more. Jimmy saved me from the awkward tension, his voice ringing out as he approached. "Yo, Mike!" Mom said I could bring Rex. His German shepherd barreled into the yard, a whirlwind of fur and energy. I let them in, and we escaped to my room. There, away from the noise and the fake smiles, we were free. Or at least I thought so. Jimmy dug into his pocket, pulling out a crumpled pack of cigarettes. "I swiped these from my dad. Want to try?" "Dude, if my mom smells it, don't be a wuss." We lit one, sharing coughs and nervous laughter, the bitter smoke burning our throats. The thrill of rebellion was intoxicating, but it was short-lived. Rex's frantic barking shattered the moment. We ran downstairs, finding Rex clawing at a patch of dirt in the garden. Mud flew and his barks grew wilder. "Jimmy, get your dog under control," I hissed, glancing nervously toward the adults. Jimmy tried, but Rex was fixated. Finally, his paws uncovered something, a small, dirt-caked black box. "What the hell is that?" Jimmy whispered, wiping it clean. I didn't know, but I needed to. That night after the party, I couldn't sleep. The box was on my desk, a silent threat. The laughter outside became distant, drowned out by the pounding of my heart. Curiosity gnawed at me. I tried opening the box, but it was locked. My mind raced with thoughts. Buried treasure, a prank, a secret. But none prepared me for what it really was. Days passed, and I couldn't shake the feeling that the box was watching me. Jimmy, ever the thrill seeker, suggested breaking it open, but I hesitated. Something about it felt wrong, dangerous, until that Friday night. I was alone in my room, rain tapping against the window, thunder rumbling in the distance. That's when I heard the click. The box had opened. Inside was a single photograph, a woman's body, pale and lifeless, sprawled on a bed. Her throat was a dark, gaping wound. My fingers trembled as I turned it over. In dark, messy handwriting, it read, "Kill her." I stared at the picture, my heartbeat crashing against my chest. Was it a sick joke? Jimmy's prank? But even his twisted sense of humor didn't seem this cruel. Days blurred. Mom's laughter with Jenkins grated on my nerves. His voice, his smell, his touch on her shoulder. It all festered inside me. Then I saw it, the sheets in the photograph. the familiar floral pattern. It was Mom's bed. A chill coiled around my spine. I didn't sleep. I watched them laugh, drink, touch. Rage became a sickness inside me. One night, I took the largest kitchen knife. My hand trembled, the cold steel reflecting my wild eyes. I walked to her room. The house was quiet, Jenkins gone, and Mom asleep. I stood over her, my breath shaky, the darkness pressing in. Memories of her smile, of her voice, they flickered like dying embers. But the box, the photograph, the laughter, they drowned everything else. I raised the knife, and I killed her. Blood soaked the sheets, pooling beneath her lifeless body. I was numb. Jenkins took the blame. I made sure of it, placing the knife in his room while he slept, framing him with ease. It's been 28 years. Jenkins rots in prison. Sometimes I look at that photograph, now blank, except for a